all received a copy of the questions. So maybe make the motion to just include it in the minutes, and that way once the minutes are posted, we don't have to have them read and introduced here. So I need a motion that I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to just
Sort of as understood, so that.
and this stuff they have to read.
For this time only, yes.
Where are we at? Motion to come out of closed session.
So moved.
Can I have a roll call, please? Oh, geez, never mind. Miss Commissioner Brown? Commissioner Logue?
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd?
Yes.
Commissioner Gaskell? Yes. And me? Yes. Nope, I have it, okay. All right. Okay. Resolution 2025-055, resolution authorizing award of non-fair and open contract to special counsel for confidential personnel investigation. From resolution, and I'll ask. I'm not doing this stuff, everything I remember. Okay. And I have a motion.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Brown, two motions, I didn't even
We did it in a second.
thank you. Cause I was trying to write it and find everything at the same time. All right. Ms. Lowe,
Yes.
Ms. Shepherd,
Yes.
Ms. Gaskell? Yeah. And yes, oh, I can't vote on this, never mind. I am recused. Sorry about that.
Motion passes.
Yes, thank you. All right, on to the next. All right, we are going to make a motion for the report from fire personnel to just enact that as an all-in-one motion to approve them all.
Yes. Unless one of them has a very specific need to say anything.
That's fine. Does anybody, any of the reports, do you have anything specific that you need to put out? Or are you okay with enacting it all in one motion?
I'm okay with that, with the exception of, I have one question. There was a request sent to the board, to backfill a vacancy. It was kind of imperative to backfill that vacancy. I'm now down to 2 inspectors. Inspector Ott just informed me the other day his wife was induced to have their baby born, so I've now given him his FMLA that he has from ESHAM, so he won't be back until after the new year. So I'm down 2 inspectors, and we wish him the best, him and his wife.
We have an inspector and we have them right now. I don't know, budget wise, if we add more.
No, we have a vacancy to fill. It would be the same budget.
Okay.
And I don't know what to say, I mean, we have to look at it. Like,
That's-
we've got the one, but
Please review that with the director and make
Sounds good. Council, and you and the, director can, review that between the two of you. And that's to hire another inspector, part-time.
Or full-time because we lost an inspector last full-time.
They were all part-time.
Could I request to set aside with the solicitor now? There's a question that I would like to ask. No, because it's about this, so.
Shall I let you into the museum a moment?
Yeah.
Everybody go, okay, we'll take 5 minutes?
Won't even be 5.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for your patience, everyone.
If you're interested, the fellas that were here tonight for the firehouse, Safety Officer Young actually sent me the link to the article that they did about the building and the award that was given. I posted that on my fire commissioner Facebook page, the link for that. So they did a beautiful slideshow and a little bit of history and how long it took them to do the building. It was quite interesting. I know I had asked about the paper copy of that at the meeting prior to the last meeting, and then Safety Officer Young was kind enough to inbox that to me, and I put it out there to share with you, but I know when you're on social media, you're looking at far more interesting things than the silliness that I'm putting on there once every 6 to 8 months. So anyway, if you have a minute now, feel free to scroll.
This is going in the drawer. Yep. That was it. Yep.
Thank you. You're welcome. And I'll keep the other.
Okay, so taking all of the reports, since we all have copies, can I have a motion to take all of the reports as attached? I make a motion. Can I, roll call, Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Logue?
Yes.
Ms. Shepherd?
Yes.
Ms. Gaskell? Yes. And yes, from me. Motion carries. Committee reports. Building and grounds. I have no committee reports at the moment. Do we have anything for budget and finance at all?
Just the bond payments due.
And I got that.
Taking care of that.
Okay. And personnel and policies, we already went over that tonight. All right, moving right along to public comment. General fire service matters only. The public comment portion of the meeting is to allow the public to bring to the board's attention the concerns or comments. The board will respect the public's time by refraining from any comments until the speaker is finished. It should be noted that the public comment portion of the meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. If a member of the public has questions they seek answers to, an appointment can be made with the appropriate personnel. We ask that the public state their full name and address for the record and keep their comments to 3 minutes. Members of the public are only allowed to speak once. The public portion is not for arguing, insulting, speaking out of turn, i.e. screaming from the audience, insulting staff or board members, or inciting riotous behavior. Or you will be asked to leave as stated in resolution 2025-011 that was passed March 5th, 2025. First row, second row.
Good evening, Louis Open here. Our first question is, It's to Team Young. I want to know how was the event that Team Young and his team, how it went from his point of view.
Sorry, which event?
The fire event. He went to a summer event for firefighter. I think it was a month ago. He went to a fire event.
I didn't go to that, sorry.
It was from this district. He went to a training.
The one that was posted today?
Yeah. No,
Were
it
you at- Today?
no. Today it was like a month ago or something, a couple of weeks ago. Each township firefighter go to a different town to show the
Maybe talk
how
about
to
the contact on that training that you were the contact for here?
The firefighter down CPR, is that what you're?
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was done here.
Oh, it's done here.
Yeah, it was done here, it was through, it was through Wolf Schmidt Fire Training. It was very well attended. We had a joint from Lumberton, West Hampton, East Hampton, Hainesport, they all came out. It was a very good time.
Oh, okay. I think that's how I wanted to know how it went.
Was that a free class, Tim?
It was free we opened it up to any firefighters or EMTs.
So
in
Wolf
Rutland
Schmidt
County.
provided that to all of us and our surrounding areas for free?
Let me clarify.
Please.
It was free for people to attend. It cost the district $300.
And second question is, can you tell me who say yes, who say no to Resolution 2025-51? Can I get that answer again?
Fifty-one is a social media policy.
Yes.
Can you repeat
It was
the
motioned
answer?
It was motioned by Mr. Brown, seconded by Ms. Gaskell. All were yeses except for Ms. Logue.
I was a no.
Thank you. I appreciate for all the people who are exceeding the second highest YouTube video from the special meetings. It went, above and beyond. I appreciate, people like the content I do. And this period, part 2 of tonight's meeting, it went to 250 views at one time. And that's 250 person watching it to see what's going on in my house. I love my town. I wish Mr. Carr would go back to his old ways. Like, I used to visit him every day. I was working, come here and say hi, he greet me. Now, you know what I mean? Everything changed and be, mean and stuff, but I like it like that. And tonight's meeting, appreciate having me as a guest. And one last thing, how I get the minute from the special meeting.
I think once those are prepared, we will vote on them. If I'm not speaking out of turn, we'll accept them and then they should be provided. I think we're gonna work together to figure out how to best provide them. I know that we're required to have them on our website. I think that's something we were moving toward. I can't speak beyond that, but that's my best answer to you. If I'm mistaken, that anyone on the board can feel free to correct me, and if you don't get further movement on that, do feel free to contact either our newly reappointed director or the chair or any member of the board, and we can forward those concerns on for you. Secondarily to that, just to touch on what you said, I want to say thank you very much for diligently being here, to creating a record for the public and the community to refer back to be party to this, even if it's not convenient for them to join us in person. Your dedication to that does not go unnoted, and that expands far beyond this fire commission to all the things that you make your way around the community, recording and preserving so that everyone can be more engaged at a local level. It's really valuable, and I'm very appreciative of it.
One curious question about that. How can I convince or how can I add video minutes to the website, or how can I do that? What's the procedure?
I don't know that we have any procedure in place, but it sounds like a great idea. Maybe you want to partner.
Like I said, I do not edit the
director.
video. I just upload and put information.
Again, that's well beyond my capacity. I think it's something the board would have to vote on, but I would love for you to reach out to the director with a proposal, and then maybe he could forward it on to us for discussion if that's how something like that might work.
Thank you. Taking
You're
me
welcome.
as a guest.
Have a nice night.
All right, anyone else? Mr. Eversman?
Jeff Everett, Meyer, 203 Broad Street. I was wondering why you recused yourself, Nicole. Is something, are we investigating somebody in the department?
I would advise you not to answer that question.
I would not answer that question.
Okay, the next question, is it safe to pass a resolution if there's 3 board members here? How many people would it take to pass a resolution? 2?
Three.
All 3 would have to pass it? So somebody's missing, it won't affect any of the votes. And when do you have to recuse yourself or abstain from a vote? Under the conflict of interest?
Normally, sir, an abstention would be if a board member felt like they didn't have enough information to vote one way or the other. The recusal is when a board member feels like they have a conflict of interest that would potentially impact their vote, the conflict. So that's the distinction between the two.
Okay, and if you abstain, does that count as a yes vote?
No.
I was at a meeting years ago, an abstention be counted as a yes vote, so you're telling me that was probably not correct.
I mean, I'm not sure what the circumstances of the meeting are. Sometimes if there are not enough members present to get the number of votes needed, and if you are one shy and you have an abstention, it's called under the doctrine of necessity. That person can be permitted to vote again, essentially, and change the abstention to a yes. There are procedures for that, though. There's certain legal standards that have to be met for that. So I'm not aware. I'm not aware of the specific meeting you're talking about. Maybe that's what happened in that situation. But in my experience, that's usually the only time that'll happen.
Yeah, I saw somebody abstain, they counted as a yes vote. Maybe in this township. Just curious. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Happy Wednesday again, Maureen Taylor Ford, 117 Branch. Just first, how can I get a copy of the resolution 051, the resolution adopting the district social media policy? Since I'm a little bit internet dumb, I don't know how to download it, so where can I get a copy of that?
It will be posted on the website after they're signed.
After they're signed?
They have to be ratified before they can be posted.
What website is that, Nicole?
Oh, our website, the MountHollyFire.org.
Is spelled out Mount Holly, or what is it?
Yes,
Spelled out Mount Holly dot
MountHollyFire.org.
Okay, and, I wanna talk a little bit about demeanor. I'm listening to your opening statements. Here you wrote, whoever wrote this, members of the public and the demeanor that should be presented by members of the public. Do you guys have a set of demeanor that you stand by yourselves? There's a lot of bickering going up there. You guys look ridiculous, okay? You, right here, you don't want the public carrying out, talking over people, yelling out, which most of the time, some of us do, you know, everyone has their day. But even from when we were over there, that rat hole building, there's always been some tension. And I don't understand, why do I have to listen to any of you bicker amongst each other? If you guys can't get along, get the hell off the board. I'm sorry, okay? Hurry up and get gone. But if I'm coming here, we're all tired, okay? We obviously love this town enough to be here. We are all adults. Some of us are better at adulting than others. You know, a lot of people in this room with adult ADD, okay? So my question is, you printed this for me and the public. Where are your standards? Where are your moral, ethical, and demeanor standards that you guys present as a board, where I don't have to sit in the audience and listen to you, Nicole, overtalk Bro, overtalk, listen to Jill, who is a whisperer, can't hear anything she says, okay? So where does the demeanor come in for you guys? For me, I'm just curious. I have all these things you want me not to fucking do. Excuse my French, oh my God, I'm doing it. I'm delayed last, okay? I'm tired. All these things you don't want me to do, and I sit here and listen to you guys do it all day. okay? That's, I would like to know, some clarification on that. Can we all just try to grow up or get gone? Thank you.
I'm telling you about
I'm telling Pierre.
That's probably the only thing that was.
Next.
Jim Luke, 322 Washington Street. Slightly on the subject that Maureen just said about where you get copies of the resolutions. The town council puts the full text of the resolution on the website prior to every meeting so the public can view it. They also provide several copies of the agenda with all the entire language of the resolution, involved. I encourage you to take Josh Brown's leadership that he does with the township and put that available for everyone, because the public can't adequately speak and comment on something they don't know about. I know the chairwoman said it should be on the website. I recently looked on the website and there's only a handful of resolutions from this year. It jumps. There's resolution 1, then resolution 6, then 11. There's massive gaps. Most of the resolutions aren't on the website, so that's a concern. So I would encourage the rest of the commissioners to follow Commissioner Brown's leadership with the township and posting on the website and providing for the meetings. He does a great job putting that out. I think his example is a great one to follow. I had a question about resolution 2025-55. Who is either the firm or the attorney that was hired on that resolution? Thank you. The few other questions I had was concerned with, as Commissioner Lowe brought up, with resolution 2025-53053. If it's true that it's, in conflict with state law, that's a problem. We shouldn't be passing resolutions and rules that conflict with state law on how operations should be. And, we're guided at all levels of government, be it school board, fire commission, Burlington Board of Island Managers, town council, whatever it may be, we have to follow and comply with state law. And it's a little disturbing if that's true, that we're not complying with state law. And I also share concerns about the lease agreement for the historical items. I think it's great we're going to showcase the history and traditions and everything that is done here, be it the fire service, the emergency service, if it's with the historical ideas of the township, like the Shin Cabin. I love that we showcase the history, but I think it's short-sighted for the board to not know what to go into. If we find that the value is $1,000 or $1 million on the back end, and then we're responsible for it, that's a liability that the board should at least be making an informed choice. Are you willing to put that much money on the line? And if they were actually starting to be moved here in August, but it wasn't informed to anybody until September, well, that's another significant problem. To say that, well, in September we would bring it up, but something changed when it was already put in August. It's like putting the dog's wagging, the tail's wagging the dog. Thank you for your time.
Anyone else?
Hi, Dave Yaba, 166 from Concourse Road. Same way I'm critical, I like to thank the fire personnel and thank them for the service and compliment them. I don't think it should be just one way, so, I'd like to thank them and thank the people who are really active on the board, looking out for the town. Sadly, we had a murder in the park, as everyone knows, and I don't know from reading it and listening to people, I don't know what the response was, so I'm curious if the police responded, did the fire department responded, and what was the time, how well did we do, are we active in those things, I think they're important.
You probably have to bring up with the police and the chief.
Well,
Police chief.
if we responded, that's a great thing. Unfortunately, I see a lot of West Hampton trucks going by, you know, in the town. I know we have an agreement with them. But, you know, I like to think that, and I know that the chief does a great job in going around, that we're, you know, protected. The fire department is active going around. Sometimes I come around and drive by here, I don't see it open, I don't see anyone in it, so, you know, that concerns me. But I think that we're Mount Holly, we're a family. Let's not bicker, let's not fight, but let's work together. And if you can, I agree with Maureen, step down. You know, there are other things that I'm sure you can do in your life, you know, but let's make the town a better town. Let's keep moving forward, not moving back. Let's work on other projects. Let's really be a family and not be divisive. Let's not let someone come into the town who doesn't live here and be divisive. As you know, and I know, and they know. That's not gonna help the town or the fire department. Fire department was doing well before that, and it'll do well after that. So let's really think about that. I'm sure there are much more better qualified people within. There are people, from what I understand, and I know have PhD. So let's really get and concentrate on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hello.
Hello. Tim Young, 533 Garden Street. Just putting on a different hat now, president of the American Emergency Squad, just to kind of address some of the comments here. So yes, the items did come down in August. My understanding was that a box truck had been rented in order to move some of the items from the good intent, and that it was more convenient if we were also able to bring our items at that same time. I don't know who paid for that box truck, but somebody paid for it, somebody rented it. So we, in good faith, allowed our items to come down to this building, assuming, of course, that the district wouldn't allow anything to happen in the meantime. We were expecting that it was going to be voted on at the September meeting. Didn't happen. Apparently it was an oversight that it didn't get added to the agenda, so it did get added. As far as appraisals of the items, we have our own building insurance. We cover that. And if you have a lost item, you call them and you say, hey, we lost this item. They say, okay, we'll find comparable things. Unfortunately, most of this stuff you're not going to replace. It's ribbons from 1904 from Fireman's Convention, and it's trophies and bowling trophies and stuff like that. So it's not huge value. But I understand that there's some of those concerns, but I just wanted to address why the items were here prior to having a contract. Was the squad decided to, in good faith, bring it down here so that they would have access to them, so you could start putting together the history room. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, you said it was your understanding that that box truck had been rented.
Yes.
If I recollect, it's my understanding that box truck was donated. So if that's your understanding, that's fine. I'll look to get clarity from the professionals in the district. Because when we had the conversation about that box truck, there was some question as to who was the owner of the box truck, because it was on site. I would be shocked to know that the district paid to rent that, to move things that did not yet belong to the district, or the district was not yet responsible for, because then I would be even more concerned that we were moving your beloved things absent, surety as to who would be responsible for any damage, who was transporting it, who was all of that. Was the driver of that truck insured to move that type of material? There are greater concerns for me in that role, so I want to reiterate my idea that I absolutely welcome and am super excited for the public to get to be in here and experience the history, the broad, deep history that everyone associated with this district has maintained and preserved, right? I just want to be sure that we're doing it right, so that if something happens, or if, let's say, 20 years from now, something that you look at today and you say, well, it's a ribbon, we managed to keep it. Who knows? Like you said, these items are irreplaceable, so that may very well someday make them unimaginably worth crazy amounts of money. And what a cool thing that would be, but we need to make sure that we're responsibly looking at that, because we're going to be responsible for its maintenance, upkeep, and security. Thanks.
Stoneware Way, 114 Branch Street. First, I want to say, you're elected officials up there, but you're also public servants to the people here. You answer to us. If a commissioner has a question about a resolution that they're not familiar with, you give them the courtesy to ask the question and find out more information. You don't talk over them. You don't immediately call for a motion. You let them talk. My point is, for this whole fiasco is, the root cause here is this commission didn't follow the rules. If the commissioners would have followed the rules without this emergency meeting that took place, which was legal, by the way, if they followed the rules, I wouldn't be here. I am a resident of this town, I pay taxes, and I have questions. And for you or anybody else up there to roll their eyes, twirl their hair, chew gum, is irresponsible. You may not like me, I may not like you, but that's moot. When I have a question, you pay attention. With regards to the resolution to, where was it? Adopting a district social media policy, I think, personally, you should have voted yes. There should be more oversight, more accountability, more transparency. The fact that most of you that some people did not understand what it exactly was and required more information, you talked over them. You do it over and over again. I'm sick and tired of this. There should be more cohesiveness here with this board, but there isn't, and it doesn't end. You guys gotta get together.
Mr. Laraway?
I'd like to address that if you don't mind. The original social media policy was on an agenda back, I believe it was February. It was tabled, because I hadn't seen it until it was brought to the agenda. It was tabled for reasons that were never made quite clear to me. It has not been brought up these many months, and again, appeared on an agenda that I was provided approximately 48 hours ago with language that I believe has been slightly edited. I still have a great many questions as to how these rules and regulations will be implemented, what, if any, the disciplinary procedures resulting in an infraction would look like, and to whom they apply and under what circumstances. Whether or not we're representing ourselves on our own individual page, but identifying ourselves associated with, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of those questions I would welcome addressing as a group at a workshop meeting, which you know we've attempted to do. So I want to assure you that my no vote was not in an effort to not have oversight and accountability for everyone that asserts a voice in regard to the work that we're doing here, but that we're doing so responsibly in accordance with the law and in the preservation of everyone's right to speak and be heard.
I appreciate that. Thank you for that clarification.
Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll close the public session. Can I have a roll call? Motion and a second to close it? Roll call, Mr. Brown? Ms. Lowe?
Yes.
Ms. Shepherd?
Yes.
And Ms. Gaskell? And yes for me. All in favor? As acting director, I do not have a report. Solicitor, do you have a report?
Nothing at this time. Thank you, Chair.
And as chairman, I have nothing except to say that I'm proud of the architects that did this building. It was a great little write-up. And I also wanna say thank you to the firemen and firewomen that have been getting out and for this duty proof program. And the fact that we are actually getting people out is what we are here for. Public safety is not political. Thank you, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Actually, I wanted to end on a really good note. I wanted to announce, because we are a family and we keep talking about our family, that me and my husband will be welcoming a baby this spring, right around Easter. Yeah. So we are very excited. I figured we keep talking about family. I wanted to let everybody know. I'm gonna do my best to make sure I'm here all the time, but I am expecting and very excited.
50-50 raffle to name the baby? Come on, we'll hold a barbecue, it'd be a good time. No? All right, I tried, y'all.
You get paid for effort on that. Can I have a motion to adjourn? All in favor?
Aye.